She wants you to have an epic life, but are you tapped into the right kind of energy? Sheevaun Moran is an expert in tapping into your energy, and she's also has a company called Energetic Solutions, which is fantastic. But she helps build people's confidence, but from the inside out. Did I get it right, Sheevaun? Is that what we're talking about?
Yep, that's the best way to do it. We're having to go in right now, aren't we?
Yes, yes. How are you holding up through all of this?
It's awesome. Our level of support has exponentiated. I mean, we're on calls probably 50 times more than we were before.
Isn't that interesting? I think people really are searching and have the time now to take inventory of themselves. So tell me about these 6 pillars that you talk about in your seminars that are so effective.
So generally, most people who have business and walking around in the world, they've got a couple. But I focus on physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, relational, financial. And maybe you focus on physical for a little bit, and then you focus on financial for a little bit. And then, and generally you're going to have 2 that are kind of working in your favor.
Right.
But if you can get more of them from the smallest part of the sphere out to a bigger part, so it's more whole. And I don't say balanced, but more whole, right? Then what happens is the business starts to thrive more financially, more easily. And you can actually, interesting times, we can actually get into a new paradigm and pivot faster because we have those things more aligned.
Yeah, so many of us want to shoot forward on one thing. Like we want to be wealthy and successful and the rest of it be damned. And that's not really the way you're talking, right?
Right. And so most people tend to, like you said, go to the wealth, and then there's a sacrifice generally for the health. And then there's a sacrifice in relationship. And then there's so there are sacrifices in lots of areas. And there's actually a way when you deal with it from the inside out, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, relationally, financially, the wealth is inevitable.
No, isn't that interesting? So if you pay attention to the whole, what you're actually searching for may not be what you eventually get. And your goal that you want may be met.
Pretty much, if you have the right focus and intention and direction, the goal can be met 10 times faster and 10 times more easily. Kind of weird, because we're kind of actually taught to go the hardest route possible. And we're taught to really just have one area that we're going to emphasize ourselves in. And that's not who we are as human beings. That's not how we walk around in the world.
Now, one of the things that I heard that was interesting is that you say we should not avoid pain, that pain sometimes is a good thing. It's a good way to learn. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so generally we're trying to be, particularly here in the United States, we're trying to be more and more comfortable. We're trying to not have anything that's out of the ordinary. And boy, nothing like something like this to throw everybody in instant crisis.
Right. And
so if we don't have some resiliency about how to deal with mental pain, physical pain, etc., if we don't have that emotional intelligence to really put those pieces into our lives and into our businesses, then we actually get into depression in our grieving process, which a lot of folks are going through right now. Our grieving process takes a lot longer to really come out of.
And of course, you know all about that, having lost your husband to a tragic accident. So you had to kind of dig deep and find a way out. And so you've created an entire a toolkit for all of that, right?
Yeah, I did because most people tend to just go deep back into work. I did it. I made the mistake. I nearly died from it.
Wow.
So I don't want anybody to go through that, particularly as a small business owner. It's just like you can get out of it faster if you have the right tools and processes and systems in place in order to achieve more inner calm, more, as one of my clients says, he says, you're my Zen master maker. You make me have Zen in my business.
Well, that's terrific. And, I learned an awful lot by going to your website. Give us your website and where we can reach you on the social media.
Yeah, Sheevaun, SheevaunMoran.com.
Well, fantastic. And I hope that if people go to your website, they'll learn how to crack the code. And if they can't crack the code, they can get in touch with you and you can help them out.
Yeah, I think we have a bigger opportunity right now to really look at the things that are available to us and really allow us to focus on our inner world. We're being forced to do it. And we always say, a lot of people say, oh, I don't really have the time. I'm not really sure which way to go. I'm not sure which avenue to take. And we actually show you step by step, because the step 1, step 2, step 3, it helps somebody in a crisis mode to really say, I can see myself getting out of this.
Yeah. Well, Sheevaun Moran, it's been a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much, and appreciate your leadership in this area. And I'll be digging deep into your website to find out more and eventually contact you to see if you can uncrack this code.
Oh, happily so. Happily so.
Right.
Thank you, Carlos. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.